No part of Argentina is better known in both legend and literature than Patagonia. Romantic and windswept, it comprises 1/3 of the country and has less than 3% of its overall population. The few hardy souls who endure its dry, cold climate make their living mostly from sheep and cattle farming. The southern Patagonian ice field is the largest body of ice outside the polar regions. It is also the world's third largest reserve of fresh water. No less than 48 glaciers branch from it, the most spectacular being the Moreno Glacier, which is 30 kilometers long and 5 kilometers wide at its mouth, at Lago Argentino, where it frequently sheds large icebergs. The huge granite pillars of Cerro Fitzroy rise 3,400 meters above the grassy plateaus at the western edge of Santa Cruz province. The Lake District is one of the most magnificent landscapes in the world. Mountains, native forests, volcanoes and lakes all combine to make it a visual feast. Lago Nahuel Huapi, the largest of the lakes in the region, is a glacial relic, 100 kilometers in length. This is the centerpiece of Nahuel Huapi National Park. The Bosque de Arianes, the forest of the Ariane trees on the lake shore, inspired the setting for Walt Disney's animated feature film, Bambi. Bariloche, the main tourist center of the Lake District, was first settled by European immigrants, mostly Germans, in the late 19th century. It still has a strong European alpine flavor, complete with Swiss-style chalets and chocolate shops. Yacabachi, a small town in the middle of nowhere, the sort of place you pass through on the way to somewhere else. This is where we leave the main railway between Buenos Aires and Bariloche to change to the narrow-gauge Esquel line to begin the 405-kilometre journey on the Old Patagonian Express. Still entirely worked by oil-burning steam locomotives, the Esquel line first opened in 1946 after taking 24 years to build. It opened well into the motor age, when most of the world's narrow-gauge railways were closing. It was originally planned as a development railway, but Patagonia didn't develop as hoped. Yet the railway still survives, always having run at a loss. The line follows a tortuous route along the foothills of the Andes, with many steep gradients and sharp curves. It was constructed as economically as possible, with a minimum of large earthworks. The thrice-weekly mixed train takes 15 hours to make the full journey, at an average speed of 27 kilometers an hour. The wood-burning stove is most welcome on the long journey, which often takes longer than scheduled due to the occasional mishap. Overheated axle boxes are often the cause of delay. But some passengers are not at all concerned. A total of 80 locomotives were originally supplied to the Esquel line. Most of them were built by Henschel of Germany in 1922. In 1991, when these scenes were filmed, 17 locomotives were still in service. The railway is a vital lifeline for the many small settlements along its route. From the desolation of Patagonia, we head north to the sprawling fertile plains of the Pampas. For the railway observer, this is a familiar scene. Trains running on the left track, gingerbread signal boxes and semaphore signals, all that is common to British-built railways all over the world, like the General Sarmiento, formerly the Buenos Aires Western. 57% of Argentina's railways were British-owned until 1948, when they were nationalised. Preserved locomotive 1567 hauls our special train from Luján across the grassy plains of the Pampas to Suipacha. Buenos Aires is the capital of a country once destined for greatness. By 1946, when Juan Perón came to power, Argentina was one of the world's 10 richest nations. But under Perón, its decline began. Military coups, hyperinflation, state-sanctioned kidnappings and torture became a part of life for the next 37 years. Democracy may have returned, but the second biggest nation in South America still struggles with a crippling foreign debt. Yet this doesn't seem to stop the people of Buenos Aires from living the high life. Nor does it prevent them from eating a lot, particularly red meat. As a result, Argentina has the world's highest incidence of heart disease. The National Congress Building, built in 1906, is modelled on the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Since 1983, elected legislators have served consecutive terms here without being ousted by the military elite. The Casa Rosada is the presidential palace. The adjoining Plaza de Mayo has seen many demonstrations in the past years of political turmoil. These school students, hopefully, can look forward to a better future in a country whose people have a great lust for life. And in death, those who can afford to continue to make their presence felt. The Recoleta Cemetery guards the souls of many of Argentina's rich and famous. Its most famous grave is that of Eva Perón, though it is officially denied that she is buried here. Supposedly, she is 30 feet in the ground to prevent political grave robbers from stealing her body. She was a sun that shone for 33 years, the tribute reads. Today, Argentinians live in hope of more economic sunshine